Libra, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do a reading for you for the rest of 2025. How are you all? It's been a couple of weeks since I've seen you, spoken with you specifically. Thank you for appreciating my playfulness of the I almost said Halloween. God, I'm ready for Mercury retrograde to be over. How has the communication been with you all and everyone? I hope you're doing well. The Libra Collective, let's see. Today I'm going to take a look at the recent past in a new light. I'm going to take a look at the entire year and what lesson you're have learned that you're bringing into 2026 with you. I'm going to take a look at your current energies, the immediate future, the overall general energy for this time period I'm reading for, and the challenge. I'm also getting some sweet love tea for your all's love lives. Okay, let's get started. And I say y'all, I had many years in Clemson, South Carolina, and now I'm in New England, if you're curious about where I am broadcasting from. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Libra. All right. Said one more shuffle. What's at the surface, Libra? Queen of Swords, there you are, in your energy. Six of Pentacles, nice, open. In a giving spirit. Like your mind is full of gratitude for the journey. A little bit of nostalgia I'm feeling too, just like everything. It's like you're reviewing the year. Some of you feel like you've really come into your own energy in a new way. Proud of your integrity, your truth, standing by it throughout the year. Being true to yourself energy. All right. Recent past. Past year, past. I say that out of habit. What's been going on for Libra? What have they been learning all year long as a collective? Ooh. All these want to come out. A lot. How long we can hold on to heartbreak, okay? That needs to be said. Eight of Pentacles, how hard it is to come out of pain. And how beautiful it is when we glow up. We have the Three of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, indicating that there was some sort of long-standing wound that you carried for a long time. But it was responsible, for you really coming into your own spiritual fire and your own confidence with the Queen of Wands and the Chariot. And then we have the Three of Wands and the Four Cups. You're saying, there's been a lot of highs and lows this year. I get it. I mean, you're being real with me. You're like, I'm in my own fire energy. I know who I am. I've been to the school of hard knocks and back again. And sorry, you put up my dad jokes sometimes. But you're really, really tuned in and tapped into your own intuition here with this Chariot. And I think that you've had a powerful shift in your own sense of self-worth and self-acceptance. And you're looking out to the future with a lot of hope, despite some disappointments, okay? You're being real. I mean, it's beautiful. It's like, I know what's meant for me is coming in when it's ready to come in. I've certainly have had people disappoint me, Four Cups, but I've learned a lot about how to take the reins of my own life, take responsibility for my own energy, and move through. I think a lot of you went through something that really stayed with you for a long time. Okay, a wound, a pain, a betrayal. Okay, it's like I'm feeling that you've turned the corner. Okay, literally in your Chariot from that energy. Okay. Now, I feel like that's where the energy you started out the year with, because those were the first two that came out. And then as the year continued, you started to really step into this bold, assertive energy, feeling more self-empowered. And then you started to really tap into your own inner guidance system and switched from maybe even from a downward polarity to an upward polarity. Instead of, sometimes we have to go into we have to go inward, right, to evolve. And then we have the expansion that comes out of that. And we evolve by opening. Sometimes we evolve by not closing or shutting down, but going inward. So let's now go into the current energy. Ten of Wands. Okay. These are people coming into this reading that are saying, I carry a lot. Okay. But I have help, right? This woman has an ox carrying the load. Like, you don't have to carry the load alone. you've been coming down that mountain, right? Of seeing from this vantage point. I think you're letting go of some burdens here currently. Yeah, especially around your long-term happiness. I mean, 10 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. You're carrying a lot, but you have a lot. Okay? Wow. 10, 10, 10. How rare is that? We have the 10 of Wands, the 10 of Cups, and the 10 of Pentacles. Wow, it ain't easy being at the top, is it? It's like you're saying happy home, happy life, but it doesn't mean it's easy. I have a lot of responsibilities, but I have, like, this is experiencing, whenever, it's really wild because this is the holy grail, right? Of like feeling at home inside oneself. And it's like, there's this part of you. I feel like these are all the parts of you. There's a part of you that knows that you can manifest stability and security. You can resource that out, right? Through yourself. There's also a lot of support around you in that you've created. But there's also this little piece of you, right? That you're trying to release that says, the journey's hard. I think it's because of what you've had to carry in this lifetime. Whether it was through your ancestry or your upbringing. This is a big part. I think that the nice part of this season and Sag season, it's a soft shedding. It's a soft rebirth after going through Scorpio and all the lessons that we were hit with in Scorpio season. So Sag season is when we get to turn our attention to our families, to our ancestry, to our communities. I think this is you being in more receivership energy, Libra. Okay? Near future, Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles, Five of Cups. Yeah, it feels like you're releasing some emotions at this time. Some sadness. As this year is ending, I feel like you are looking at, the King of Pentacles in this imagery, this is a man who's sitting in his library and he's thinking about his legacy and he's thinking about his life as a whole. Because you have this like really broad, expansive perspective at the year's end. Okay. And you're really like contemplative. That's what she's doing. She's contemplative. She's looking at the long term. And there's something that, you're releasing at this time. I don't know what it is. We're going to clarify. But there's something you're being called to release, all right, emotionally here with this Five of Cups. This could be missing, loved ones or missing people who are no longer here. It could be missing people that are still alive, that are no longer in your life. There's this missing. You could have somebody in your life that misses you. Okay, let's keep going. The overall general energy, Six of Swords, moving on. There's movement now in this reading where you are definitely moving away from things that maybe taught you a lot, but no longer fit. They're no longer congruent, no longer aligned. There's maybe been a lot of static. I was reading KF's newsletter. I talk about her a lot, but she has this person that she has a channeler, and they're talking about how sometimes, you're your own frequency and you want to reach for energies and frequencies that feel like home to you, make you feel settled inside. And despite the static and the noise of the world. And I feel like that's what you're trying to do. You're moving into a new frequency here of embodiment. And it's like you're trying to release the static, right? The residual static of past like echoes of pain. Let's look at the challenge. Seven of Cups. Okay. You're trying to be careful and mindful about the choices you make. It feels like there's something that's making you feel down. I'm not sure what it is. And there's a choice that you're having to make and it's challenging. Let's get into I am reading for a wide energy here. Overall, I just feel like whenever you need a moment, take it so you can bring yourself back into balance. And that's the guidance here in the near future. And then you're going to need some help. You're challenged by what to invest in. And we'll see what that's about in a minute. We have joy and contentment and courage and bravery. showing up for you. So this first one, this is the angel of joy and contentment. It's like, I feel like you're trying to trust and lean into that. Like, because sometimes when you go through a lot, right? The school of hard knocks, when you start to get out of like a heavy cycle, which some of you have been in, it's like, can you trust the joy and contentment? Also, no matter what we're moving through, we always have an opportunity to see the joy and contentment in the day-to-day, in the minutes that pass, in the little things, right? In the mundane. And I think you're trying to learn from that. Like, I want to reach for that perspective in my day-to-day. But it also means being courageous and brave when it comes to your boundaries. It feels like you've learned a lot about your boundaries and also stepping out of your comfort zone. You are courageous, Libra. I'm getting this real energy of, it's not always easy to be human, and you have a lot of integrity. Many of you tuning in, it's like the truth matters to you. You will uphold the truth. You will protect the truth. High spiritual integrity here. And you have a right to be happy, Libra. Okay, you need to hear that. You have a right to be happy. Now, let's go into some of the messages of love now, before I go into clarifying this tarot spread that I see. We have a message of love, forgiveness, yeah. You or someone around you is struggling to get over the past, okay? We have forgiveness here at year's end. Could be anybody in your life. Forgiveness is being strongly highlighted. Because this is love tea, it doesn't mean it's just romantic, okay? It could be how you express love, how you've received love in your past. And you could be forgiving somebody. Men's souls. It's like the waters are trying to settle. And there's another card of forgiveness. Love with purpose, heal with compassion. Guilty, I feel pain from the damage I have caused. There's somebody in your life that really did a number on you, Libra. Okay, you showed up with this energy. And it's almost like it might even be something you even hide from yourself. Okay? But it makes you kind of like have a wall. An impenetrable wall that you don't even realize is there. This is when we go through so much in life that we move through the world and we think that we're open to people, but then we're also very walled. I'm getting this is such a subtle wall. It's like the wall that nobody sees. It's invisible, even to you, Libra. And it's not that you haven't forgiven the past. It's not that you haven't done a lot of work on healing, okay? There's someone around you that's in deep regret. And maybe it's something they'll carry for a long time. You know, it's like you can't be responsible for other people. This doesn't feel like a fresh wound to me, okay? It doesn't. It's interesting. It has this very... sometimes we hold on to pain because of how much something really hurt us at one time. And I think that you're trying to release it and start trusting in your past, start trusting in your joy. This feels like an external energy. It's interesting. This is all this energy is somebody that you have a deep soul bond with. Okay. Very deep. It runs so deep that you don't even understand it. Okay. And this person doesn't either. It feels like somebody you're not in contact with, Libra, who can't forgive themselves for what they did. That's that 5 of Cups. I think you feel something within someone else, and be careful. That's why this shield is up. Like, don't let anything that hurt you in the past that you've carried prevent you from moving on, because you have a moving on energy here. I think you've been moving on, a lot of you. Let's now, this is a very deep one. I'm getting like a real deep, like emotional release for you at the end of the year of just, it's when you're in a boat and you're in rough seas, the 6 of Swords, you're being carried by spirit. You're being protected and you're moving beyond the life you once knew. The Libra you once knew. Let me look at this Six of Swords energy. Eight of Pentacles. Two of Wands. Wow. The Sun. Yeah, there we go. You've been in this transitory middle ground energy for a while. You've been like going through this huge transition from here's the thing. When we go through these stages of healing as an adult, there's one big phase. People who are really awakening on the spiritual path and transforming, there's time that passes when you move out of the karmic lessons and you mature and you evolve. There's stages, okay? And you've been moving through one of the biggest transformative stages of your life, Libra. It's been arduous. You've had to keep the faith. You've had to go through deep emotions. You've had to experience a lot, okay? You've done so much work to keep moving forward, okay? This is like, I have worked hard to keep moving forward, okay? No matter what. And it's like finally putting something behind you at the end of the year. It could be an old wound. It could be an old pattern. It could be an old person. And you have a different worldview now, a different perspective. And it's one of enlightenment. This is enlightened energy, Libra. I'm getting that, you're brave. Whatever you've been doing, like, to really go down this path of evolution and forgiveness and healing. It's profound. It's profound. Let's look at this past energy. Ooh, Libra, y'all are making me feel like, it feels like there's this redemption type of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like life is redeeming itself to you after you lost faith. Yeah. Major. We have Judgment and the Eight of Cups. Okay. Like this is like really like some of you, we all know this term and it means different things to different people, but you definitely have gone through your recent, we'll say in the last few years, a dark night of the soul like no other. And it made you go so deep into your wounding. And maybe some of you got stuck there for a hot minute in the pain, but you came out of it. It's like, boop, like there's something you're washing clean. All right. This is going to be a very spiritual holiday season for you. Okay. Really, really spiritual. Yeah. Three of Pentacles. You rebuilt your sense of self. You rebuilt your energy. It's just like, you know how you go through the body renews itself and it's a whole new system every 7 years. You did something within the last 3 years. Rebuilt your body, mind, and spirit from the ground up. Okay. It's like when you go through a rebirth that's so slow and painful and long that you don't realize that you're rebirthing everything in your life. You're not the same person at all. And I know we've been talking about the Libra 2.0, but it dawns on you little by little, day by day. And then one day you're like, I am not who I used to be at all. I don't respond to life the same. I don't see the life the same. And it's amazing. It's really amazing. It's called evolution. You signed up for it. Okay. You did. And look at you. 9 of Pentacles in the current energy. Yeah. Sovereign, spiritual sovereign. Spiritual sovereignty means you got you. Spirit's got you. You walk the path of royalty, spiritual royalty, when you treat yourself with respect. 9 of Pentacles. 3 of Cups. Celebration. Yeah, it's going to be a happy holiday season. That one wants to come out. King of Wands. Yeah. Fiery. You're going to enjoy Sag season. Okay. This is financial stability. You could have money coming in you didn't expect for Christmas, the holidays, Hanukkah, whatever, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. There's something about you arriving in a very strong, independent, open. I feel like this is you. After rebuilding yourself, you see It's like you have a purview of honoring the lessons, honoring the hardship, honoring what it led to, which is you. I feel like you have somebody around you too that for some of you, they've come in recently. All right. You have a King of Wands around you, someone with fire. You also have a King of Pentacles. Okay. If you want to talk about certain people, I think there's somebody who, this could even be you letting go of one type of career, retiring, and the sadness, the bittersweetness around that, and wrapping that up for the year. This could also be you really passionate about a new beginning, creating something new. I see people around you that really support you, Libra, okay, that love you with this Three of Cups. And this rite of passage of you really taking the lead of your own life here. Let's look at this future energy. Excuse me. Knight of Swords, Ten of Swords, Two of Cups. Wow. You're ending a communication pattern, a communication style. That's what you're releasing. You're releasing the way you communicate. Okay? I didn't see it before. Ten of Swords. I really get that this is you. The Knight of Swords is when you like ready to battle. Ten of Swords is like when you go into a connection or you have someone doing this with you, and you are so used to the fight or flight response, and you're trying to untangle yourself from an old coping mechanism. This is big work you're doing, okay? And it's like you're changing the way you respond to how you communicate with other people broadly and being more self-regulated. There's a lot of healing and mending. There's somebody around you that feels guilty for the role they played in your soul evolution. And you know what? That's something that's their assignment, not yours, okay? But for you, I really feel like you're ending a fight or flight response with people, and you're grounding in your energy, and you're releasing something big time over the holiday season so you can really fully open up to the love in your heart, Libra, and let it in, right? From everyone, okay? You're changing and you're growing. Let's look at this Seven of Cups. Sorry, I'm having a hard time clearing my throat. It's like something that you've had a hard time expressing to others. How much you've been through. I mean, nobody knows what you've been through but you. Let's look at the Seven of Cups. Death. Seven of Wands. Hangman. Wow. This is the choice to surrender to the flow of life, to reclaim your power, and to be reborn. Okay? This is like you're in the birth canal. You've been in the birth canal for a while, and now it's like, and you're coming out of it, and I think you're ending a pattern around fantasy and illusion. This is graduation, okay? That's why all these 10s are here. You had 10, 10, 10. You've been sitting and swimming and swirling around this energy of becoming a self-made individual who has very strong ethics and morals. And you were around people that compromise those. And it taught you a lot about who you are and what you believe in. And I feel like there is a huge shift in the way you're dealing with people. This is you honoring yourself first. And that's what you didn't do in the past. Wow. Let's now get into where we're going to go next. I want to see what the lesson is. I'm curious. Where are we at? 20-something. We're doing pretty good here. I want to see. Oh, let me get the lesson here before I do this challenge of the Seven of Cups. There's a reason why I pulled this. We're going to put this over the Seven of Cups. This feels complicated, what you've learned all year. And as far as this future energy, don't fear the worst, okay, when it comes to a connection. I think whenever you hit up against this fear of an ending or this fight or flight response, especially when it comes to a strong soul bonds, Two of Cups, you're releasing grief, okay? You're releasing things that you've held in because you were in fight or flight when it happened in the past. This is unpacking your wounding in a safe space inside you and within the realm of connections that are safe for you, Libra. You've made a huge evolutionary leap, okay, this year. I'm proud of you. I'm getting goosebumps, y'all. This is a big reading. Big reading for the Libra collective. Lessons. I can stand in my power in the face of fear. Wow. I can stand in my power in the face of fear. That's big, Libra. Big. Courage and bravery. And then we have, that's your personal power. And then we have self-love. I am grounded in my truth. I told you. Yes. Okay. They want me to do a different deck for this Seven of Cups. I feel like I'm watching a movie of your year. And you know, like when you watch a show and you're like, it was a thriller, it was a drama, it was a comedy. It was all three. I feel like that's what I feel like, this year kind of rang you out, but in a good way. Am I right? All right. Seven of Cups. I love you all. I really do. I love my Libra collective. I'm very proud to be a Libra. In my personal humble opinion, I think it's the best zodiac. Yeah, you're releasing old grief, Hunts. Old grief. This is when you go so deep and you peel back that onion and you're like, there's some stuff in there I didn't really want to deal with. But you know what? You're dealing with it. You're dealing with it. Okay? I got a new little... when I get warm and I start radiating the heat, right, from your energy, because there's a lot of fire, like a lot of inner warmth, I think, that you've created for yourself. And my glasses are heating up. All right. Got a new little special cloth. So we have the Five of Cups. We have it here in the near future. And it's attached to the way you bond with other people. You're letting go of old pain. I think, too, you have somebody around you that, again, deep regret. Deep regret. And this is when you look back at the year and you got to cut your losses, you know? People that are not aligned with you, that were confusing, right? That were here one day, gone the next. You know, Seven of Cups energy is like not sure which way to go, you know? Wow. I see now. I see. Wow, this is big. I love it. I just clarified the Seven of Cups. This is your challenge, okay? You're coming out of fantasy illusion energy of that's been your soul assignment, right? Especially when there's obsession involved with a past person or a past person obsession. Like, those have been your themes. If you looked at the theme of the movie, wow, this is intense, right? Ooh, you know what's going to happen next. So these people are like really, really bonded, like almost like addicted. There's something too underneath this underpinning of you having intense connections. And Libras do, intense connections that teach you a lot. Several intense connections, mind you, that you've released, okay? I feel like this is what you've learned from. A hell of a lot of emotional energy here. It's purge, baby, purge. Seven of Cups, Five of Cups. And you're doing it, a lot of you are doing it alongside somebody. I mean, what's funny is this is ending on not a question mark here. Maybe it is a little bit. It's the question mark over how do you stay aligned in your own divine alignment and not only honor you, but honor someone else's own divine alignment. And I think that this, for you, this is about leveling up in every way. This is healing your masculine and your feminine. And this could be healing your feminine or masculine with someone else, depending on, you know, the connection and whether you're male or female, non-binary, whoever you are coming into this. This is inner alignment, okay? But what stands in the way of that, right? The old timelines. You're cleaning up. Alchemy, right? Quantum. We have to go into our emotions in order to realign and renew. And you must release, okay? So you're saying, okay, it's a challenge. You release. So this is a big purge at the end of the year around the soul assignment of fantasy and illusion. And the grief, the good grief, right? Like the woe is me, No more do you need to do that. It empowered you, Libra, at the end of the day, through this really tremendous opportunity to grow and to elevate. This is divine alignment. I've never seen it this strongly before in a reading. And it feels so much more you than anyone around you. It's you. You're showing up in the world so strong, in the most healed wholeness you've ever been. But you had so much you had to go through to get here, Libra. This is definitely like elevated energy. I love it. These are the strongest energies of the deck when it comes to the personification of healthy, whole relating and healthy, whole beingness. Wow. Okay, let's get a gateway. I'm just like, whoa, I didn't expect that. But if you want to talk about a partnership, okay, you're looking at the long term and how you choose to show up and how this person chooses to show up. It's like both of you, it's like when you lean on people, whether you're in partnership or not, and allowing them to see your vulnerability, allowing them to see everything and being scared. You know, are they going to reject me? Are they going to really honor me? Are they going to have my back? Because face it, Libra, you haven't always had that. But if you trust yourself, you will build that in other people. And I can tell you, whatever you're building, don't fear the worst here. This person's helping you heal. Whoever you had to deal with in the past, they're going to learn their lesson in time. Okay? They're still on their own way. But stay grounded in your truth and stand in your power. Okay? Whenever you feel afraid. Let's get a gateway of light activation. And then we'll get some advice. This was a long one. I'm going soft, sweet, long, however they need to come out. Sometimes they're 40, sometimes they're 30. I got to honor the flow. And that's what you're doing, Libra. Honor the flow. Crystal Skull Wisdom. Wow. This is your journey and your huge growth lesson for 2025. Okay? Clarity, divine healing, high vibrational energy. I told you. Full stop. That's been what your soul assignment was this year. Crystal Skull Wisdom. Interesting. Let's see what this has to say. Crystal skulls are said to have been healing tools and wisdom keepers in the ancient civilizations of Atlantis and Lemuria. And some of you have had lifetimes in both of those timelines. Quartz crystal is known for its capacity to amplify energy and store information. When a crystal is carved into a particular shape, it can bring healing and clarity to what it represents and uncover memories that could be essential to revealing truth. And here you have standing in your power in the face of fear and ground in your truth. Therefore, crystal skulls are wonderful healing tools that can bring clarity to the mind and healing to the headspace. Yeah. The card transports us to an energetic space representing the crystal skull consciousness. It delivers high vibrational frequencies into our energy field so that we can experience clear-mindedness. If you've ever felt called to crystal skulls or have an interest in them, there's a possibility that you have connected with them in a previous incarnation. They are gateways to clarity and potential. Your message. Now, keep in mind, this is the scope of the year, okay? And your soul assignment that you're graduating from with honors at the end of this year. Having elevated into Empress and Emperor status. A more heal, hold, aligned, divinely aligned version of you, Libra, on a higher timeline. All aspects of your life are becoming clearer. Expect to become aware of what you need to step away from to have a more focused path. You may have felt indecisive, but now you're downloading direct guidance from the heart of Source so that you can live and express yourself in a more authentic way. Know that downloads often appear as your own inner guidance, encouraging you to move forward, which you are with the Six of Swords, with the energy at year's end. The key is to recognize the calmness they bring. Yep. Calm mind, right? Having done the work to come out of these fearful states and lean into happiness, lean into your own spiritual growth and a new vision for your future. This is a time of clarity and connection. Crystal Skull Wisdom is here to bring clarification to what you have been receiving within. In order for the next phase of your journey to unfold, you must follow the information you have received. You know what you need to do to heal and grow. If you've been asking for a sign that the healing work you've been doing has been successful, yeah, this is your sign. Trust that this card is a message you have been waiting for. Wow. This is incredible work, Libra. Wow. I think this is probably one of the most important readings I've done for you all year as far as everything. Yeah. It's worth it. It's worth it when you work your light and you heal and you start to access high vibrational energies you never thought you'd feel inside. It's always been an inside job, my loves. Let's get some advice. What is the advice for Libra for the rest of the year? Sideways. 10 of Wands. Close out the chapter. Close out the chapter. Close out 2025. It's been hard. Okay? 10 of Wands. A lot of lessons. Hasn't been easy. The Lovers. But you can choose love at every turn. Choose love, choose love, choose love. I know it's hard. And slow your roll. Knight of Pentacles. Some of you have been waiting for new love for a long time. Or a deepening. This is, I'm getting more of a general vibe here of romanticize your life, Libra. Invest in love everywhere you go. And it will change your life. You're accessing the vibrational energy of love for love's sake. And this is about slowing your life down and appreciating everything and dropping the heavy burden of your karmic history, okay? Having gained high vibrational energy awareness and clarity and divine healing along the way, all right? You're empowered now. Go forward. Go in grace. I love you all. Namaste.